Welcome everyone to another news update here on Theme Park Worldwide. Now, Dubai Parks and Resorts opened in 2016 and is located in the United Arab Emirates. There's 3 theme parks, a water park, a fantastic entertainment district, and also on-site accommodation, all available there as well. It's a big place and I really enjoyed it when I visited back in January 2018. Now, one of the parks there is Bollywood Parks Dubai, and that's the focus of this video because they've just dropped a fantastic announcement of 9 brand new rides that are all set to open next week, the 21st of January 2021. So this is really exciting for the park. So firstly, I'm going to go through these 9 new family rides that have been announced and then move on to talk about a couple of other attractions that are currently in the process of being built that are set to open at a later date, including a brand new coaster that's coming later this year. So let's get started then. 9 brand new family rides, and let me just talk a little bit about the park. So when I visited in 2018, I really enjoyed it. It was better than I was expecting. The theming is amazing throughout this park. It's got some brilliant themed areas, but it was pretty small. And in terms of outdoor rides, there wasn't much at all. It was mostly dark rides and also as well entertainment. A big focus of this park was entertainment, and that kind of leads me on to saying that when this opened in November 2016, I imagine that they thought that the reception would be really good and it'd draw a lot of people in for just the entertainment, the food offerings, and the overall ambience of the park, making you feel like you're in Bollywood. But moving on now, 5 years, I don't think that's been the case for them, hence why they're going in and investing in these 9 new rides. So yeah, it's good to see in my opinion, because the park looked great, it had a nice vibe, but it needed more attractions, and targeting the family audience is a brilliant move for them. That's where the money's at these days. More family attractions coming in, and yeah, I think this will offer something for everyone, the kids, the teenagers, and the adults as well. And definitely these rides that are coming later, a later date for this park, will certainly be more for the teenagers and the older sort of people who are going to be visiting this park. So let's go into it, shall we? Let's talk all about it. So the first ride that's going in is going to be a 460-foot tall star flyer that's going to be called the Bollywood Sky Flyer. Now, when it opens next week, it will actually be the tallest in the world. Currently, the record is actually on International Drive, which is over in Florida. That opened a few years ago, the Orlando Star Flyer. Brilliant attraction and looks the part at night as well. It's got some beautiful LED lighting on it, and from looking at images and video footage that we have seen so far, this looks like it'll be the same. And so it's 10 foot taller. It is taking the record just by a little bit when this opens next week. And like I say, these are all opening on January the 21st if all goes to plan, so not long to go. Second ride then that's going into place, maybe you don't fancy going on the Star Flyer, but you can go on a nice Ferris wheel for more of a relaxing experience. The Star Flyers are pretty thrilling, aren't they? And you'll get some amazing views all across the whole park, and the overall area will get some stunning views. Other than Dubai Parks and Resorts, there's not really much around that area. It's kind of on the road between Dubai and Abu Dhabi where they've built this. So, you know, other than that being pretty built up, there's not a lot else to see around it. So from both of these new rides, you'll get some great views. But yeah, the Ferris wheel looks great. More LED lighting, it seems, on there. Great lighting package, which is always great to see. Let's move on then to the third new attraction that's going to be going in. This looks really good fun. It's a water shooting spinning ride, which will be brilliant for the climate out there in the UAE. Monsoon Masti, I think the name is for this. My pronunciation is terrible. I always struggle with things, but I try my best. But yeah, this looks really good fun. I like the monsoon in the name as well, because you're going to get absolutely soaked on these. Good fun rides, done a few of these, spinning round, and then of course you've got the water guns on there as well. That'll be great in the climate over in Dubai, and that's what it needed, a water ride in Bollywood Park. Every theme park out in the UAE needs water rides. We was there in January 2018, and yeah, it was baking hot. In the summer, I think it's a lot worse than that, or a lot hotter. So yeah, you know, you definitely want to be visiting outside of the summer months if you want it to be a bit cooler, but at least you're going to have that to enjoy if you do go to the Bollywood Park. On then to the fourth new ride out of these 9 that are going to be opening next week. We've got a junior roller coaster, Taxi number 1. Just a standard layout junior coaster. Looks a bit like it doesn't have much theming around it. Station doesn't look too bad with the taxi sign, but other than that, there's not loads around. However, it's just nice to see more rides coming in. That's what this park needed, some more rides. I imagine attendance will really boost. Bear in mind, it's already right next door to a Legoland park, and also as well next to Motion Gates, which is the signature park out of the 3 in my opinion there. But no, this is a great move for them. So putting in a coaster, this will actually be the first coaster what they've got at Bollywood Park as well for now. Anyway, because there is some more coming, but more about that later in the video. On to the 5th new ride then that's going into place. Nice classic rocking boat ride, a rocking tug, Abracadabra, this one's going to be called. But yeah, this looks really good fun. Again, not loads of theming around it, but it's a good family ride. These always go down well. Everybody loves a rocking tug, whether they're Zamperla or Zira, and they're always good fun, you know, so it's nice to see one coming in to Bollywood. On to the 6th ride then, Rodeo Kaswari, which is a spinning ride that's going in there. Again, this looks quite fun. I like the design of the vehicles on this, so that looks quite interesting. Most of these rides don't really have loads of theming around, but they are themed, which is the main thing. They are going to fit into the park quite well. The colour scheme, just going back to the Star Flyer, the colour scheme of that I'm not too keen on, but it is what it is. It's going in there and it's going to be a big signature tall ride that's really going to draw thrill seekers and families alike into the park. Yes, let's move on to these final few rides then to talk about. You've got Hawa Hawi, which is a flying carousel ride that's going into place. Another classic family ride that I'm sure will go down really well. You've got Rocket, a children's drop ride. I'm sure when me and Charlotte go out there at some point, she'll be going on this one. She loves a good family drop tower. And yeah, these are really good fun. Done a few of these. So yeah, this will be a nice addition for them. Another nice family ride. And then along with that as well, you've got Tanga number 13, which is a wagon themed school bus ride that's going in. Again, these are good fun. Great for the little ones as well. And the theme looks like it'll be quite fun with this. So yeah, overall, then 9 new rides sound fantastic. Out of all of them, I've got to be the most excited for that Star Flyer. Tallest in the world, 460 feet. You're going to get some amazing views. It will be a great addition to this park. So these are all scheduled to open next week. The 21st of January 2021 is the opening date for the park again, and all of these new rides. It's been a complete revitalise of the park. These rides aren't sort of all located in one area. They've kind of split them off around the park to really spread it out, which is good to see. Now, we also know that there's a big new coaster currently under construction, which is going to be at the Bollywood Park. And this looks absolutely fantastic. Now, it looks to be a Great Coasters International GCI roller coaster. It's going to be a hybrid. It's going to have the wooden track and also a steel support structure. I imagine that's mostly due to the maintenance and the climate out there. With it being so hot, yeah, there's no other wooden coasters out there. So going with the wooden track and the steel support structure, fingers crossed it should bear up a little bit weather in them extreme temperatures what they get out there in the UAE. But this looks great from what we can see so far. A lot of construction taking place, not loads of updates from it, but it seems like it's progressing well, and this is going to open later this year. They have confirmed later in 2021 for when this is going to open, but pretty big ride from looking at it, and can't wait to see how that works at the park. Finally then, just want to talk about yet another coaster that's currently under construction, but this one, a water ride too, a Mack Rides Power Splash that they've also started work on, which is going to be at the Bollywood Park, which is really interesting. Now, we don't know when this is going to open. Could be 2021, possibly later. If it was me, I'd probably, you know, save it for next year now. You've got technically 10 rides that are all going to open this year, 9 next week, then 1 coaster later in the year. Save it. Save the Power Splash for a year. You may as well. That's what Six Flags are doing. You know, they're saving theirs again down at Over Texas for 2022. But yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how that works for them with the theme. Again, what's the theme going to be on this hybrid? That'll also be interesting. But we do have a name for the hybrid coaster from GCI. Yeah, it's called the Bombay Express. So yeah, that should be quite interesting. What sort of theme could we have from that? Have to do a bit of looking into it. But overall, really really exciting news from Bollywood Parks Dubai. Have you been out there? Do you plan on going? Maybe you actually went to Dubai Parks and Resorts, but you didn't go to Bollywood Park. I know that was the case for some people, so when you go back, I'm sure you'll definitely go and experience it. And if you've never been, this is a definite reason to get a 3-park ticket and go and enjoy at least a day at each of those parks. Motion Gate, we went back for a second day because we felt like we needed it. And Bollywood's going to have a lot now, and Legoland's great too. So really good, exciting news coming out of the UAE. Really, so much investment going in over there. It's crazy. Even since I last went, there's been so many new bits open. Not forgetting as well, Motion Gate are currently building 2 new coasters as well. You got an S&S free spin, a Mara spinning coaster. They're currently under construction. So yeah, there's going to be lots to get to that resort for. You never know, might even get out there later this year, possibly. Who knows what's going to happen? We still don't know with travel at the moment, but fingers crossed. Something I do know though is that there's going to be new videos still every day here on Theme Park Worldwide to keep you informed and entertained on the theme park industry from around the world. Thanks for joining me, Sean Sandbrook, for another news update, and that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there, keep on riding. See you in the next video.